So, hello, Wright team. We are so excited to be here with you guys tonight. And for those that weren't able to make the call, we miss you. Happy Mother's Day for those that are mothers. And so we're just excited to share a little bit. The reason for the call is that we were just going to go through a little bit of some of the training that is working really well for the team. And our goal here tonight is just to help equip you and help you get to the next level. And you are with some awesome leaders with Julie and Tom, and we adore them and love them, and we're so thankful to have a friendship with them. And Julie's really been Julie. I don't even know if Julie knows this, but she was one of my first ambassadors on my team because when Plexus when you go gold, Plexus allows you to have your husband, if the wife starts first, have your husband register under you. And so I had been helping Krista prior to me being registered, but that was I think one of the first people that I had the opportunity to register. So that was pretty fun. And so anyways, but it's been just neat to see the Wright team and you guys being a big part of going gold here. Just it's been amazing to see all the growth. And so this week, just this last week, some of you have already started to implement what I'm talking about. With Erica, I know that she's been doing some great three-way calls, and so just keep that up. And that's kind of what we're going to go through chatting about tonight. And I'm going to kind of keep it pretty short and sweet, but there's really a handful of things that I'm seeing on our team, throughout the team, that are working really well. And so we just want to make sure that you guys got a hold of those things so that we can help you guys grow as quick as possible. So, and if you have something to add, feel free to jump in. So when people get started, they're obviously, either getting started for the wholesale products that they just got involved. They want to become an ambassador or a wholesale customer so they can get the best prices on the products. Or two is that they want to make a little bit of money, at least to pay for the product, and perhaps a little bit more to a little bit of spending money. And then there's a third category where people say, what, I'd really like to treat this as a business, make an extra $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month. And so wherever you're at in that spectrum, that's fantastic. And we're going to meet you right where you're at. Our goal isn't to try to make you a super ambassador if you just said, hey, I just got involved for the products. But what I would like to do, if you'll allow me to, is just allow me to stretch you just a little inch. And so if you just got involved for the products, the wholesale products, just think in your mind, if these products were good and these testimonies were accurate, what if I could just help a couple other my mom, my sister, my aunt, my whoever, and just think in terms of, there's a lot of people out here that need the products. Just disregard the money aspect for a minute. Just think about, outside of the box of, what if these products really could do what they say they do? And if you're a wholesale ambassador, what if these products could touch some of the lives of the people you know? And so without even thinking about it, I know we all could come up with at least a handful of people that we know that are dealing with serious health issues. And so I just encourage you that way in terms of, like I said, if I can move you up even a little inch, that would be one of them. I had a great call this last week with a new gal on our team. And one of the things that we covered was just how she was taking the product. We did a three-way call. She was brand new and she didn't really even know the benefits of Slim. And so here she had this gold mine sitting on her desk at her house, and she didn't want to get skinny, is what she said. And so that's why she wasn't taking Slim. Here's an ambassador, bought a welcome pack and everything, but she didn't want to get skinny, so that's why she was taking Slim. And so I had to, so just having that opportunity to have that three-way call opened up the airways to say, oh, no, Slim isn't just for losing weight, but it's going to help you in this area. She was actually dealing with chronic pain. And so we started talking about how much, Slim works on the cellular level and helps you get your basically your cells, your blood sugar balance, and it will help on a cellular level, which will help obviously with the pain management. So it was a kind of a light bulb moment for her, and so she was excited. But she had already had some victories on the product. Here's a gal that just got started as a wholesale, ambassador. And I said, what if we just wrote a little paragraph of what it's done for you, just to see if we could maybe get your products for free. and we posted that on Facebook. And I said, I'm not talking about selling it or anything like that, just doing that little thing. And so we took her a little inch forward, and she's excited. She's putting that testimony together, and she's starting her slim and all that kind of stuff. So if you do get some new people started, we just encourage you to have this, this welcome type call like we're doing tonight, and just have it kind of be a part of the system of how you're getting started. Here's your welcome pack. Oh, by the way, the next step is we're going to have a welcome call. And so that welcome call, if you're listening to this, you could be doing that with Patty, you could be doing that with Julie. Either of them would be phenomenal at this, or in other organizations within this team as well. Or if either of those two aren't available that day, or they just would like to enlist our help, we're available at any time as well. We're 100% here to help you. So that is, really kind of one aspect of the business. But let's just take it to the next step. And you said, you know what, I would like to make an extra $500, or I would like to make this into a business. How do I do that, Chad? So that's what we're going to cover here right now, is just cover some of the steps that we're working on. And if any of you if you have any questions, feel free to just type a chat message in the chat box, and we'll pull that up and answer those questions if there's specifics. So our number one goal would then be, if you wanted to make a little bit of extra money, is to go silver. And silver is really the foundation of this business. And the reason why it's the foundation, it does two things. One, it creates income, and two, it creates credibility in your business. So one is that if we can help you get 3 customers in your business, that's going to pay for your products. If we can help 3 ambassadors get in your business, you're going to get a $100 bonus. You're going to get recognized on our team pages as a new silver. It's a big deal. Only 8% of the people that get started in Plexus hit that level, but it's very easy. It's very doable. It just takes a little step. And so that's our number one goal, is to help you get 3 new ambassadors and help you become a silver ambassador. And so while we kind of teach how to do that, I'm going to share some of my screen, and hopefully it will pop up all right. So I'm just going to have Julie shake her head yes if she sees my Facebook screen. Okay, good. All right. So I'm just going to share with you, there's a few different things that we can do to impact our business, and one of them is our friend list. So if you want to make some extra money, then let's just say you started wanting to make some significant income, what we would start is saying, okay, what does your friends list look like? When I got started in this business, I never used Facebook, barely at all. I hated posting on Facebook. I was actually about this close to deleting my account. And thankfully, Krista kept me involved on Facebook a couple times. She said, no, what if we might use it someday? You should just keep it. And so
that must have been the Lord.
Yeah. And but when I got started, I had about 700 friends. Okay. And so now if you see my screen, that's over 3,000. There's over 3,000 friends now. Do I know every one of those? Absolutely not. But what I've done is just been proactive to go out there and establish more relationships with people, so that I had a better and bigger foundation or platform to share these awesome products with people. And so I'm just going to give a couple of quick tools of how I did that. One was, I went into my Mounds View high school class of 1994. There you go. I'm dating myself, 40 years old, 40 years young. And there was 234 members there. And so I started adding all the people in my class. Now this gal, Amanda, she's on our team. This gal will be a customer eventually. This gal right here is a customer. This gal is a wholesale ambassador. This gal is going to get started this summer. This gal is a customer right now. And so some of these people I never even talked to in high school. That's the funny thing, in that we've had, just because I went in, and then I went into 1992, 1993, 1995, and I added all my classmates. And some of which, like I said, I never met before. But you can do the same thing. I did the same thing in our church. Our church is a huge, the church that we used to go to has, over, 5,000 people that had gone to the church. And so they have a page, and I went and added another 500 people there. And so I don't really have qualms about that personally. Like I said, I see it as, one, it's an opportunity for me to share these products, but two, is, my faith is a big component in my life. And I believe that if people are on my page and they see my feed, they're going to see two things. They're going to see that I love Plexus, I love the natural health, but I also love God. And if I can impact in one way or another, that's a good thing. Also, they're going to see I love my family, and that's a huge part of my life. And so I just view Facebook as a platform. And so when I first got started, I was very kind of secretive about that, or I just want to keep my private life private. But now I've just said, you know what, I want to share the good things in my life. And so that's what I went and added those friends to my list. So as I'm here, if we just took a quick scroll through my page, once again, we're talking to people that want to make some extra money in Plexus. There's some do's and don'ts on Facebook. One is that what you're not going to see is a lot of shared documents, pictures. You're not going to see a lot of shared links. And the reason being is that when you come to shared links and shared pictures, even if they're funny and great, is that, most of the time, if you go and look at yours, if you have some on your wall, you'll see that not many people like those. And the reason being is that most people that view them can't really see the shared picture or comments or whatever. And so rather than sharing something, you can save this picture, download, let's just say that you wanted to use this picture of gut pain. And so I could save this picture to my computer and then copy all of this text. And then I could put this in a new window on my new post, and copy and paste that, and then copy and paste the picture. If that doesn't make sense to you, that's kind of another topic all in itself, or another training. If you're not savvy with computers, if you're not savvy with cutting and pasting, let us know. One of us can help you out, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that right now.
I'll throw in really quick. Someone asked me just last week, she was a brand new ambassador, and I was letting her know this, said, do not click share. It doesn't show up in as many news feeds, and if it does, they just see the picture, and what I originally wrote is really small, or whatever the original person was. So just save the picture and reuse that picture, make your own picture, and then copy and paste the text. And she said, well, is that even legal? So in Plexus land, in Plexus culture, that is what is encouraged, that our testimonies can be shared with others to benefit them, and to create, you want to be able to share a diverse array of testimonies and info about the different products and health, so that you can relate to all different people. I know there was one specific person, I won't mention by name, that was on my list and had not mentioned any interest at all in Plexus for the last year and a half. But all of a sudden, I posted a picture about a baseball player using Plexus, and now he suddenly wants to become a customer. So it's worth it to vary up the kinds of testimonies you're posting, but very much so know that in Plexus culture, if you see a great post, a great testimony, you are allowed to go ahead and save that image and copy and paste their text.
Yeah. And I think, just like Krista said, is that you want to change up your posts. So you don't want it to all be like about Plexus. People are friending you because they want to know more about you and want to get into your life. And so, you'll see, at least on my posts, sometimes I'll throw in a really good quote that I liked, or, well, some of these are, we're now here's one about a sneak peek of our income, and it's a heartfelt story. What we try to do is tell a story around each and every one of our posts. We don't want to just always copy and paste. Some of those are really good, but we also, as much as we can tell a story, whether it's, you don't have to make $1 million or even whatever. You don't even have to make $1,000. It can be, you can just say, I'm so glad that I had, my Plexus paycheck came in and I was able to go grocery shopping and have it all paid for, or I was able to go to the movies and have it paid for by Plexus. That's a big deal. But again, it's just, for me, I whatever is kind of, if it's in my head and I think it would add value, I'll just throw it out there on Facebook world. Like this was a random thought. It was 10:30 at night. I was walking by our shelf. I saw the triplex sitting on our counter. I was like, how did these products change my whole life, my whole, business, my health, my marriage. I mean, so many things have been changed just out of these 3 little products. So, but other things, is I don't have to come out and necessarily say something exactly about Plexus to fish for who might be interested in Plexus. So here's just an example of a non-Plexus post. So what I mean by that is that, I'm trying to find out, is there any mamas out there that would like to be a stay-at-home mom? And so how many amazing moms out there would rather be a stay-at-home mom? So it's 43 likes in that little comment. So, and then this is a good, video I saw. And so as you go on and, try to spice it up a little bit, change it up a little bit, and integrate your family pictures. I think Julie was great at, when we first got started, Julie's friend list was at like 100 or something like that. And she's grown that over time, and she's been very coachable and said, okay. And then I think Krista and you were talking about, hey, you have a great niche in terms of that, what you're doing with these amazing kids. I see one of them on your lap right now. And so she's been posting and integrating those posts into Facebook. And so it's not just Plexus, but it's, here's my life. Here's, I'm taking care of these kids and helping them through their journey in life. And so it's been neat to see that other aspect of Julie. And we feel like, hey, I'm a part of Julie's life by watching these kids, and we've gone to the hospital with these kids. We've had the journey with these kids as well, and so that people like to be a part of that journey, and so integrate those posts definitely as much as you can.
Yeah.
And so that would be just another thing. So we're talking. We have the friends list we want to build. We want to make sure that our posts are relevant, that we're spicing them up, that we're not just sharing them. Asking questions, like if your likes become dry, ask a question like, or do something fun. Selfie challenge, post your last selfie below. So I had 36 different people that posted their selfie. One was a Wicked Witch, but so that was kind of fun. Or hey, what's your favorite color, or whatever. It can be whatever. But by doing that, by asking questions once in a while, that again will create more interaction on your page, more people that are gonna give their opinion on if a question, hey, do you like this shoe or this shoe better with this outfit, something like that, or whatever. People love to give their opinion, so if you ask for their opinion, you'll get it. And so, but this was just a fun little thing that I saw and I copied it, and so just doing different things like that is going to involve and integrate your Facebook friends as much as you can. So beyond that, the next thing I was going to share with you guys is that, there are a few different ways to go about building the business, and just, like I said, so don't misunderstand when I say building this business. It could be for an extra few $100s, getting your products paid for, or thousands of dollars. Same tools for, basically work. But let's just say that you have someone that you're thinking about, and that they have health challenges, and you would go in and let's just say that you I'm just gonna just pull up our friend Brooke, and so let's just say I was talking to Brooke, so I go and message her and say, you know what, Brooke, I saw that you're posting on running. I wanted to share with you something about, in terms of how it can help you get some more natural energy. Would you be open to hearing something? So let's just say I hit message, and I asked her that question, and then I said, you know what? By the way, I'd like to include one of my business partners in the call because I think that they would add value to it. So this is what we call a three-way message. And so if it's a prospect, then I could just go ahead and I could add, if this was you could add Julie, or you could add Krista, or you could add myself into that. It done, and then all of a sudden that person, you and Julie or Krista or whoever is in this little conversation, and then you just preface it and say, hey, Brooke, or excuse me, hey Krista, Brooke and I were talking about her journey with not having a lot of energy. She wants more energy, and what are your thoughts on which products would be best for her? And so that's just one example of, hey, here's a brand new prospect, someone that you might not have talked to before, and you take her right into trying out the products. Or two is that, Brooke's seen the posts that I've been making. She says, so what's this Plexus thing all about? And you don't really know what to say. And so there again, hey, Brooke, what if I bring in Julie or Patty or Krista into this call really quick, just to, or into this message really quick, just to get their input on the products as well. I'm new to this, and I don't want to say the wrong things. Something like that. Now, Krista, when we first got started, you did that a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of input or tips can you have to some of these new people that, may not know how to open that three-way message, or might be nervous or whatever?
There would be two reasons I'd recommend doing three-way messages. One is if you're brand new and you haven't learned everything about the products, go ahead and open up a three-way message, because it's going to be the most valuable tool you have to see what it looks like to have a conversation, how to give the information, how to describe the products, when do you even give a website. You'll get to learn firsthand by watching exactly what this looks like, and you'll have a lot of information saved in your messages. So later on, as you're doing more messages with people, you can always look back into the old messages that we've done before, use the search bar within your messages and grab that info, copy and paste. But also, if you've been in the business for a little bit, if you've been working your Plexus business, but you feel like you are hitting a wall, if you find that you are not adding as many level ones a month as you'd like to, or you're not seeing your team duplicate, or whatever it is, or you're reaching out to 5 people a day, but it's just not getting traction like it should, then I would step back a little bit and go ahead and go back into three-way messages, and let's evaluate and see what we can tweak a little bit to make it more effective. So we just had a gal on our team who is just a pro at opening three-way messages. She's at the point that she probably knows most of the answers herself, but she's seen the value. There's just something about bringing in an extra party. And like I gave this example for if anyone was on our training just an hour ago or whatever. When I first started sharing Plexus, people knew that I liked natural health. So I had that foundation that I had my babies at home, that we were on supplements and essential oils. We had a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. So I had that reputation, and because of it, people trusted me, and because of it, people jumped in very quickly in the beginning. And I would even receive messages, I just trust you. I know that you look at ingredients, so what is this stuff? I'm curious about it because you're on it. So there must be something to it. But now I've added people to my network since then who they only know me as a Plexus mom. They don't know any history behind it. They were just recently added to my friends list, or I just recently met them at a mom's group or at church or whatever. They see me posting about Plexus and they know nothing about my history prior to Plexus. And so there's going to be people like that, or people that even are joining the team who they do not have a foundation already, and they do not have a reputation of being natural at all. And so there isn't going to be the same confidence level with a new person to want to hear from you. And it's not being harsh. They may not be ready to get health advice from you quite yet. And that's where the value of a three-way message comes in. And so what I would do is I highly edify Heather. I don't even give them the option really. I just say, you know what, hang on one second. I'm going to ask Heather. That's how I word it. I'm going to ask Heather. She's an all natural health guru. She knows so much about natural health, but she also knows so much more about Plexus than I do. Hang on one second. And then I add Heather to that message. And then I'm able to then step back. My time is now being majorly duplicated. I can be working on other stuff while Heather now is taking over and she's growing my business. But they know to listen to her because of the way that I've edified her. So please use that to your advantage. We had a gal this week, 2 ladies said no to her. And so she reached out to me, sent me a copy of what the message looked like, and I gave her some tips on how to reopen that conversation back up, because a no isn't always necessarily a no. Sometimes there's still, that door is still cracked. It's not the end of the road. So I gave her some advice on how to keep that conversation going. You need to have an open dialogue. She followed my advice, opened a 3-way message, ended up being a 4-way message with 2 sisters. Those 2 girls the next day signed up as ambassadors. So then she said, okay, now your next step is to have a Zoom with Chad and Krista, and they'll help you get started on your products and talk through everything. They got the Zoom started. Chad worked with them. They've made their first post, and they're off and running. And it was all in a matter of days. Went from, no, we're not interested. We did some research. We don't really want to start on the products, to now they're ambassadors, have made their first post, and they're ready to get going. That right there to me was like the perfect example of the power of a three-way message and allowing, I just totally lost the word for it, but just allowing that teamwork to really work for you, and then how fast it can totally change. So whether you're brand new or if you've been in a while but you want to speed up the traction and the activity, it's so worth it to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. So the other thing I would just mention in terms of so if we're looking back on our friends list, and just gonna get back to the screen I was on. So we've talked about posting. We've talked about our friends list. We've talked about integrating into a three-way call. Another aspect of the business is that, if you could say, hey, Chad, I want to make this work, I have a limited time, I would say, hey, it literally only takes 3 to 5 minutes to message somebody in a day. And so if you could do 3, 5, or even more messages in a day, and you messaged a friend and you just said, wherever you want to start with it, you go through your friends list, it could be, you can change this, I believe, but you can start in your high school and say, okay, I'm going to just start with some friends from high school. And that's what I did. And so I would reach out and I'd say, hey, Angela, it's been great connecting since high school. Man, I can't believe it's already been 20 years or whatever. You got an amazing family. Hey, total shot in the dark. I don't know if you've seen all my posts about Facebook, about Plexus, but have you heard much about it? And so I've used that little paragraph, those few lines. I said, nice to reconnect, said something nice about their family, and then asked them if they have heard much about what I've been posting about Facebook, on Plexus, on Facebook. Excuse me. So, can you grab me water?
Sure.
Throat's getting dry. So that little line has registered so many ambassadors. I mean, between Chris and I think we have about 150 level ones in our group. So 75 each, thereabouts, and I'd say about half of those have came from me, half of them came from her. A good portion of those have reached out to us, but a good portion of those are people that I directly reached out to. So thanks.
Mm-hmm. Well, he sips his water. If it's someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, it's okay to open up the dialogue by just getting to know them again, and not even mentioning Plexus, and creating a foundation of a friendship, and then allowing it to go from there. And more often than not, they'll ask you about Plexus or say, hey, so I see you're selling Plexus stuff. What is that? But I use that a lot.
Yeah, just being you, because Chris and I have talked about this before, that we have different personalities, and so for me, that's a little bit challenging for me, because I personally feel like it's almost fake, I guess is the right word for me. That's exactly how I feel when I go to type something like that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've even told you that. But I feel like if I ask them for much more than just, hey, nice to see you, great catching up, here's Plexus, I mean, or what have you heard about Plexus? I feel like it's just a little bit,
Whereas, yeah, I am the opposite, because I want to see, like, how many kids have you had since we last saw each other, and how old are they? But see, Plexus, Facebook, man, Facebook was my social world. It was how I connected with people. It's how I met other special needs moms. It's how I found other moms whose kids have the same condition as Judah. That's how I connected, because I didn't have the time to be out and about, and I didn't have a job. I mean, like, I was just here. So I love using Facebook for that reason, and so that's how it naturally flows for me. If I'm reaching out, especially if it's top 20 or something, I'll do that to create a conversation. I'll ask them for referrals, or I will, if there's someone that I'm nervous about reaching out to, I will go right into, hey there, I was thinking of you today because I'm sending out samples. And I don't know if you've seen my post about Plexus, but I would love to send you a sample if you're interested. And that has worked beautifully. I had 2 that were in my top 20. my major chicken list that I did that with recently, one's a preferred customer and one's an ambassador. So it was so worth it to just stretch myself and just go ahead. It was during an accountability group with Jetty that I just kind of went for it. I thought if I do my highest chicken list on day one, it'll be a lot easier to go down the list after that. And it was worth it. One of the gals, when I reached out to her, she had to have been number 1 or 2 for me as far as who I was most scared to reach out to. She wrote back so excited. She said, yes, I would love to try it. And actually, I was talking to my best friend about it, and she wants to try it too. Will you send her a sample? And this was someone that had never liked or commented on a Plexus post. So, typically I spend my time looking at who's liking my post, who's commenting, and then I'll reach out from there. She showed no interest at all. I wasn't sure if she even saw my Facebook feed. And here, not only had she been seeing my post, but she and her friend were already talking about it. And so the timing was perfect, because if it wasn't me, it would have been someone else right there locally talking to her about it.
Yeah. Another thing that I just kind of pulled up, this is a gal on our team, Lane Loftus, and her business is growing really quickly. She stepped right in. She had a pretty good sphere of influence before in terms of her friends list, but the thing that she has just nailed is giveaways. So she's done these 3-day giveaways, and this is one here. She's had a few, and they've all been just really successful. So this is another way to reach out, but here's her and her hubby and her little one doing a video. And they had 28 people that had entered that giveaway for a 3-day sample. And so those are amazing, because one, anytime you can be on video, something like that, you don't have to do a video. It could be just hey, I'm giving away a 3-day trial pack of Slim, and comment below with what you'd like to see improved in your health, and we'll add you to the giveaway. But her video is fun because it brings you into her life. And like I said, 28 people had just shared with her the things that they want to see improved. So that's 28 new leads.
And some tag people as well, because they can get an entry with tagging.
That's right.
These giveaways are good for the opposite reason too. They're great to get traction to see who's interested, especially in the beginning of your journey. They're also great, though, to see how much traction you're even getting on your posts. Right now, if I do a giveaway, I do not have as good of traction as Lane, because I'm tapping out a lot of my warm market. A lot of them have either already tried it, are currently customers, or are on our team. And so then that's my clue that I need to work on edifying and commenting and liking and reaching out to the people that have not tried it yet. Sometimes my newsfeed can fill up with Plexus people, so I need to make sure I'm consciously reaching out and liking and commenting and building those relationships with non-Plexus people, growing my friends list, evaluating how is my Facebook feed right now. Is my feed even drawing people in to want to watch my journey? So it can be good for the reverse, because not everyone will have this kind of traction. If that's the case, if you're finding that your giveaway post is a dud, I think it's a perfect time to do a call or a Zoom again and talk about some things we can tweak or change to speed up momentum. And, like she didn't have that many friends when she first started even. Yeah, she had set a goal to reach over 2,000 in her first month, and she did that.
So adding to the friends list is big. Edifying, like Kristen mentioned, that's a big thing. And both Kristen and I have, what we call an Edify list in Facebook. And it's basically a list of people that we would love to have on our team. And so we put them in a special group in Facebook. I'm not going to go into how you do that right now, but you can create a group on Facebook, and that group is just whoever you add to it. So I'll just show you mine really quick. So I have what I call my top 100 Edify list, and right now it's got 136 people that I've added to this list, this group. And basically what it shows is just their feed. And so instead of going to Facebook and seeing 3,000 people's feed, I've narrowed it down. These are the top 130 people that I want to see in our business. And so I want to make sure that I'm not just liking their stuff, but, I am commenting and saying something of value to these guys. So great picks. Something as simple as that. It's truthful, it's honest, and there are some great picks, right? So,
and what happens when you do that, when you are engaging with these people, Facebook catches on that you guys are friends, and then your post will then show up on their feed. It's highly likely that there's many people on your friends list that aren't seeing all of your posts simply because you guys aren't engaging very often. So this is so worth it. And you'll even notice sometimes if you start intentionally edifying somebody, that all of a sudden they're liking and commenting on your stuff. The reason is they're finally seeing it and they weren't seeing it before.
Yeah, and there's this sowing.
Playing the Facebook game.
And there's this sowing and reaping. I mean, if you sow into other people and you're commenting on them, they're going to feel compelled that they're going to have to comment. It's been a long day.
There are two ladies that I knew of in high school. I was not a popular kid in high school by any stretch of the imagination, and so these were two of the popular girls. But I just started a few weeks back intentionally edifying and liking or commenting or whatever, messaging them. And it was neat because sure enough, all of a sudden they were seeing my posts, they were liking and commenting, and one is signed up and one just messaged today that she's talking with her husband. But it all came out of intentionally making the effort to really create that relationship, the confidence. And, that's how I knew Heather. We had kind of met years ago, and I knew of her, but then we didn't see each other in person for a couple of years. When she first reached out to me about Plexus, all I knew of her was that she was so, she commented on my stuff all the time. Now I get it, but she followed Judah's journey. I just knew her as this encourager. She was always mentioning that she was praying for Judah. She was always liking and commenting. It meant the world to me that she liked and commented. I loved it. It was encouraging to me. Our Facebook community and the way people cheered us on through the hardest of times with Judah, it kept us going a lot. And so because she had done that, then when she did reach out to me about the PTSD and about Plexus, even though I still put her off for 2.5 months, the foundation that I just knew her as an encourager, it stuck with me. So there's a better trust with her because of it. Now I know she was intentionally doing it. It was so worth it.
It was intentional, but it was from the heart.
It was from the heart.
It wasn't like contrived.
It's who she is.
That's just who she is. Yeah. So, you don't want to, you don't
want to sound robotic.
Yeah, you don't want to be robotic or fake. You want, But so I just encourage you to go through your list, find the people that you would like to be in business with, and then either reach out to them on a one-to-one message, and or start to like their posts, comment on their posts. Likes are good, but comments are even better. So and then lastly, and not definitely not the least important, is what we've seen we've talked about 3-way message through Facebook, but then there's also 3-way phone calls. So if you have someone that you would really like to chat with about the products and about the business, or just the products, or just the business, either one, we can do a 3-way call. Either you're the person that brought you in the business can do that with you, or Julie could do that with you, or Krista or I can do that with you. We're all one team, and so if we help you succeed, it's helping everyone. And so whether you just got started or not, if you had a friend or family member or coworker and you don't know what to say but you're excited, let us jump on a 3-way call with them and do this. Go through all the products. We'll go through the triplex, right on the phone. If they're not opposed to jumping on a computer screen like this and doing a Zoom meeting, this has been very effective, where we can share the products and talk. Hey, this is Slim. Hey, this is the ProBio. Give a brief explanation of what each of the products do, and then our testimony, and then just share with them, hey, here's how you can get started, whether you're a customer or ambassador. So those Zoom meetings have been amazing. One of our good friends, Amy Paul, she's just about Diamond, right?
Next month should be Diamond.
Should be Diamond next month. She's done it mainly through Zooms over the last year. Bridget Ryan, she went from 0 to Diamond in 12 months, did it all through 3-way message mostly. So either way, they're both effective. If you want to pick up the phone, we can do that, schedule them in. So if you're seeing this video here tonight and you're saying, okay, I want to launch my business, what can I do? So everything I've set up to this point in time is great, and things you're going to work on a regular basis. But what you can do today is just say, okay, I'm going to schedule a phone call with Julie and a prospect. I'm going to schedule a Zoom meeting with Chad or Krista and two to five of my friends and invite them on a Zoom meeting where Chad or Krista is going to take 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, go through the triplex, go through the testimony, and then help them get started as a consumer, wholesale ambassador, or customer, I meant to say. So those are the kind of the tips that are really working well for us. Julie, if you have anything else that you want to add, go ahead and comment in the box below, or unmute yourself and jump in. And but while she's kind of putting together her last thoughts, I'll just tell you this again, is that we are so excited for the Wright team. We 100% believe that you guys are on track for to be a team as a senior gold team. That's a big deal. We always want to be in kind of in the momentum phase of helping each other hit the next level. So each and every one of you are a big part of your sponsor hitting their goal and et cetera. And so we're just excited to have you guys on the team, excited to be working with you. And if there's anything that we can do, please feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're here to help.
Yep.
And
I'll be doing a video soon about our party Thursday with just some tips. We'll keep this close. It's already gone longer than expected. So then we'll kind of keep building from here through Zoom, and then how to promote this West Coast Fluxus party on Thursday.
Yeah, that'll be fun, huh?
Good.
So anyways, we love you guys, and we're going to wrap up the meeting. Julie, Tom, thanks for having us, and it's good to see you. Looking forward to seeing you guys next month.
In person!
Yay! Can't wait.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Good night. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Bye-bye.